Today we will be doing polka dot nails. Before we start, the equipment you will need is an LED lamp, a nail tip, a palette, dotting tools, and gel polishes in 3 different colours, and base top and top coat. If you are going to attempt to do these nails, make sure harmful objects like polish or acetone are kept away from animals or children. Work in a clean area to prevent spillage. Make sure to stay in a well-ventilated room. If you are under 16, you need parental consent to use nail art equipment. Hi everybody, in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to do a polka dot nail. So you can practice this on a nail tip like I am. You can practice this on your nails or a friend or family's nails. So firstly, you're going to need to prepare the nail, so get it on the nail stand or make sure that you've prepped the nails to put the nail tip on. So after you've done that, you're going to start with base coat. This helps the application go on smoother. So you're going to need to add a very, very thin layer of this because you don't need to drench it. So make sure you also get the sides covered as well, otherwise those won't go on properly. So once you have put the base coat on, you're going to put it into the UV lamp for 60 seconds. Make sure whilst that's curing you put your lid on your base coat properly, because if anything spills or falls over, it might spill and that won't be good. It could damage the tops or it could harm anybody around, so make sure that you put your lids on properly. Okay, so once that is done curing, you're going to grab your base, like what colour base you're going to do. In this video I'm going to be doing 2 different, so I'm going to be doing normal plain polka dot and I'm going to be doing a polka dot French tip, but we're going to start off by doing the normal polka dot. So I am going to be using a pink for the base. So again, just do a thin layer of this. If you need to do a second layer, then you can. Once you have done your layer of whatever colour you're going to do, you're going to put that back into the lamp for another 60 seconds. And remember, put your lids on properly so nothing can be spilled if it's knocked over. Whilst you're waiting for that to cure, you're going to grab your second colour, which will be the polka dot colours, and you're going to get a mat like this, a nail polish mat like this, and you're just going to put a drop of it on the mat so you can use it. This is so when you're doing the polka dots, you have easy access to the polish and you don't have to open the bottles to get it. I'm going to be using a small sized dotting tool for this tutorial, but you can use any size you want. If you are happy with the consistency of your coat of the colour, then you can move on to this next part. If you want to add another layer, then do that quickly now and pause the video. So if we're going to do the polka dots, you're going to grab whichever side you want to do for the size, and you're going to dip it into the nail polish, and you're going to start by, at the top you're going to do a dot like so, and then you're going to do another one at the bottom like so. Then you are going to do another one a good space, and then your last one about right there. What you're going to do is in those spaces you're going to add some more polka dots, and same for the other side. You can grab more nail polish and make them thicker if you need to. Now on the sides here, you're going to just make sure that it's quite close to the edge and do that, and then like that. So your tip should look something like this. Now once you have done that, you are going to put this to cure for another 60 seconds. Whilst you wait, you can grab a wipe or a piece of kitchen roll and just wipe the nail polish off of the dotting tool so it doesn't stain it. Once the nail is done curing, you're going to grab your top coat and you're going to add a thin layer of top coat on top of the nail so it will make the nail less sticky and a lot shinier. And remember to get down at the edges as well. Once you've done that, you're going to put the nail back into the UV lamp for the last 60 seconds. And remember to do up your lids. Now that this is done, you should have yourself a lovely polka dot nail. Okay guys, so now we are going to be doing the polka dot French tip. So as we know, we need to start with base coat as it will make all of the applications go on smoother. So we need to make sure we do a thin coat of it. And then we need to put this in the UV lamp for 60 seconds. Whilst we wait for that, we are going to add our gel polishes. So the reason why there's 3 different polishes is this one's for the skin tone, whether you want to have a skin tone one or not for the French tip. And then you've got another one for the French tip. And then the other colour is for the polka dots. I am putting 2 colours on the palette because one of them is for the polka dots because it's a lot easier to get the polish when it's on the palette, and the other one's for the French tip because I use a dotting tool to do the French tip, but whatever you would like to use to do the French tip, it's a lot easier to access the polish when it's on the palette. Once that is done curing, we're going to get our skin tone colour, if you would like to do a skin tone colour with this, and we are going to add it onto our nail. And now we will add it into the lamp for another 60 seconds. As we can see here, the coat is very, very thin. So I'm going to do a second layer just to make sure that you can't see any of like the behind of the nail, like the blue tag. So I'm going to do a second layer, and if you need to, then you should as well. Okay, so now we are going to do the French tip. I'm going to use a dotting tool, but you can use a brush or a French tip guide. So I start by doing a dot at the top of the nail in the middle, and then I go down to however long I'd like the French tip to be, and then I go across, and same on the other side, and then I bring it over to a corner like that, and then I just fix it up a little bit. When you are happy with that, you're going to grab the polish on the colour that you're doing the French tip, and you're just going to get a little bit, and then you are going to just bring it up and fill in those little bits like so, and then you can fix up any bits that you'd like to. Okay, and then once you're happy with that, you'll put it in the UV lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to do the polka dots. So I'm using a small one on the dotting tool. Start by doing a dot at the top, one in the middle, and then one at the bottom. And then you're going to do this exactly how you did the other polka dot nail. You are going to just fill it in the sides, and remember to get the edges as well. And you can grab more polish and make them thicker if you need to. Once you are happy with the dots, you're going to put it back in for 60 seconds. Again, remember to wipe off the polish off of your dotting tools, otherwise they will stay. Now you're going to grab your top coat and do a thin layer. This is just so that the nail isn't as sticky and it is more glossy. And then you will put it in for the last 60 seconds. Oops. Now when you are finished, make sure to wipe off your palette so the polish doesn't get stuck on the palette. Now you should have yourself a nice polka dot French tip to go with your normal polka dot nail. I hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial and found it easy to follow and fun. I will see you all next week for the next ones. Bye!